Hey guys, it's Merce. Welcome back to Harpies in the Trees, where I review horror books with a supernatural focus. The video we're going to watch today was not the video it was supposed to be. I actually was doing collaboration with a friend of mine who runs an indie metal label, and I was going to be combining books with metal, just making suggestions on what books would go well with the bands that he has on his roster. But unfortunately that fell through. He told me to wait until autumn, so we're gonna do that video then. So I put a community post out and I asked you guys for some ideas, and then we did a poll, and the winner was me sharing with you guys what I'm gonna be reading for Halloween, or the month of October. This is also a low-key celebration of reaching 6,000 subscribers, but for this one I just wanted to be low-key and I just wanted to say thank you so much. I never thought I'd be here, honestly. I mean, I know everyone says that, but it's really true. You don't want to take it for granted. You don't want to assume anything. You know, I don't assume that I'll have more subscribers. I don't assume that people will, continue to want to watch my content. I don't assume that. So it always feels really good, just to know that there are people watching, there are people who are making a decision to subscribe. And I know it's kind of an important decision because, at least with me, like when I subscribe, it's because I'm really excited about something, or I just really want to stay in touch with this channel. So it feels really good, and it gives me that extra drive, especially when I have my days where I'm just not feeling good, I'm not feeling it. I feel like maybe I'm not doing enough, or maybe I start kind of questioning everything I've done up until now. And to read comments from you guys and just to hear you guys enjoy the videos, or you found a new book, those things just make me feel really happy. As you guys know, I was unemployed for a really long time, and that was really bleak for me. This channel was like the only thing that kind of made me feel like I had something. Like this was something of value and it had meaning to it. And that made a really big difference. It's kind of hard to put into words, I guess, but it just gave me purpose. And that purpose allowed me to sort of put my woes to the wayside for a minute, and just live in these moments. I think a lot of people start a BookTube channel because they want to read books. And that's definitely one reason why I wanted to start a BookTube channel. But I think I was looking for a place that was also going to allow me to be creative and make things that I wanted to make, and kind of do things the way that I wanted to do them. So many other jobs and projects that I've done in my life, they were always kind of well, they need to be within these set of rules or something. And I just really took this opportunity to kind of just do something that I felt like, just gonna do what feels good, and that's it. And things this year are definitely getting better with having a job, and we're moving to a new place, so things are feeling really, really good. And I know for a lot of us, these last years have just been really hard. So it's nice to feel like there's something hopeful happening, and I only hope that that will also spread to you as well. Because I think we all deserve a break at this point. So anyway, thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me and being a part of my Patreon and commenting and letting me share with you my love for horror and my book journey and being a total dork about it. I really appreciate it. So I was gonna wear my ghost lady costume and, dress up as a ghost or whatever, but my contacts, my white ghost contacts, were completely expired and burned my eyeballs when I put them in there. So I was like, well, maybe I'm just gonna go with slightly vampiric lady. I don't know. So to open up the Halloween month, sort of in rituals when sometimes they do this thing where they open all the gates or, something like that, we are going to open the Halloween gate with The Black Cat by Edgar Allan Poe. I love that story. I've read it before. I've done an audiobook for it. If you want to check it out, it's in my playlist. It's really good. I just really love this story so much, and I can't see any other way opening up Halloween than reading The Black Cat by Edgar Allan Poe. It's only 106 days to Halloween as of this recording, and I've planned out something for me that is definitely a challenge, but it's not too crazy where I won't want to complete it because it's too overwhelming or too daunting, but it's definitely a challenge for me. So what I wanted to do was to see how much I could really pack into this month for reading in a sort of reasonable kind of way. So the first thing I will be doing is reading short stories. And these short stories for the first week are going to be from a very special book that I have, which is the classic Tales of Horror. This is a really beautiful book. It has these like gilded pages and a purple ribbon on the inside, and it just has this really nice font. It just feels really antique. So what I have here is I'm going to be reading 5 stories, 1 story a day, and then I'll do a review video and talk about all of the stories. So the stories that I picked out were stories that I haven't heard anyone talk about, and sounded interesting to me, kind of just based off the title though. The first story will be The Horla by Guy de Maupassant, written in 1887. The next one is Saki, written in 1911 by Srendi Vashtar. Then we have Afterward by Edith Wharton, written in 1910. The Room in the Tower by E.F. Benson, written in 1912. And the last one will be The Empty House by Algernon Blackwood. Then for the second week of Halloween, I'm going to be reading short stories from these books that I have here. These 3 are from Abominable Book Club. If you watch the unboxings, you might recognize these. And this is served cold. This is something that Regina St. Clair puts out. Terror in the Trench is a collection of short stories of aquatic horror. And the story that I'm going to read in here is by Andrew Cole. You know, I love Andrew Cole, and he has a story in here called Julia. Then we have Bitter Chills. This is a collection of holiday short stories. I feel like during Halloween, Christmas is already creeping up anyway, so it's gonna fit right in, I think. And the one that I chose out of this one is The Burning Boy by Denver Grinnell, because I just really like the sound of that and I want to know what it's about. And the story I chose to read for this one is called Papa I by Priya Sharma. I'm very curious, Papa I, like, what's going on with that? Is that Papa's eye? I gotta know. I have read a handful of short stories in here. My goal was to read all of them, but of course I got distracted with a bunch of other things, so I wanted to choose 2 out of here. One is going to be Fractals by D.L. Tillery, and the other one will be Black Static by Dane Cobain. So I have about 6 books that I want to read in the month of October, and you're probably thinking,
Merce, I don't know if you are going to be able to do that.
And you would be right, but I got Audible. So because I have Audible now, I can read 2 books. I'll have 2 credits for October. Maybe I'll have another credit somewhere if I don't waste them all before then, but I'll have 2 credits for October. That means I can listen to 2 books, and I'm really good with those because I can clean, I can cook, I can work and just listen and be done like that. So my 2 Audible choices are going to be The Halloween Tree by Ray Bradbury and Salem's Lot by Stephen King. I know, right? Like, I told you guys in the last video that I don't think that I will really go out of my way to read Salem's Lot, but in this instance, I think as an audiobook, I think it will be easier for me. The Halloween Tree is something that I always hear everyone reading every single year. I've never read it. I don't know much about it. I did, look up the synopsis and everything, and it sounds really cute and just full of Halloween, so I think it's going to be a good choice. So the first one that I'm going to read in October is Mina and the Slayers. This is going to be a perfect read for October. It's a YA horror. It also has these really cute Halloween-like embellishments on the inside. This is a sequel to Mina and the Undead. It's really fun. It has a lot of 90s nostalgia. A lot of its soul to the story really is inspired by Interview with a Vampire, the film. So if you liked that film and you have some nostalgia for that, you'll probably really like Mina and the Undead. And Mina and the Slayers takes place in New Orleans, and it's also taking place during Halloween. So the next book that I want to read is Annabelle, and this is by Ruby Jean Jensen. This is a story about a little girl who finds a bunch of old creepy dolls in an attic, becomes completely infatuated with them, but things start to get kind of weird when she hears them whispering a name that's not her name, first of all, but also they're whispering, so I don't know what's worse. And they also seem to move around on their own. The dolls seem to believe that Jessica is actually Annabelle, and they really want to protect her at all costs. They don't ever want her leaving them ever again. So I'm hoping that this is going to be very creepy, and it's going to have a lot of just like, I don't know, creepy doll details or something. I don't know. That's really what I'm hoping for. I want these dolls to be doing some really weird, creepy shit. Like, that's what I want. Deadfall Hotel by Steve Razniktem. Now, this one I've kind of had in my TBR card for a while, but I think that this has like a really fun vibe to it, you know, because it has these, you know, really cool illustrations. They kind of just remind me of like books you would read during Halloween when you were a little kid, you know? And I just love the illustration, like on the cover, you know, with like these ghosts or skulls or whatever, kind of hanging out in the windows. Just has that really, I don't know, it just has this Halloween feel. If you don't know what this book is about, this is about a father and daughter who find themselves working at the mysterious Deadfall Hotel. And it seems like there's a lot of rules for this place. There are a lot of weird things that need to be taken care of in a certain kind of way. I'm assuming that this place, this hotel, is not exactly reality, but maybe somewhere in between or, you know, behind the veil. But I really like this idea of like haunted hotels or haunted apartment complexes. So I'm hoping that this will be interesting, but also probably a little bit maybe weird, maybe a little bizarre, maybe a little playful, maybe. Now the last one that I want to read, so when I ordered this book, I ordered it from my used bookstore place. 95% of the time I get the book that I ordered, like the edition. But sometimes you'll get a surprise. And this time I did get a surprise. I ordered Charlotte Says, which is a prequel to Frozen Charlotte. I was very excited to get this. And I wanted the one that matched the cover of the edition that I have, but instead they sent me this one, which I really do not like it. I think it's a really ugly cover. It also has like a torn sticker, and it's also an uncorrected copy. So, was not happy about that. But in any case, I still want to read it. So this is Charlotte Says. So this is a prequel, like I said, to Frozen Charlotte. And what I'm hoping is that we get to learn all about why the house in Frozen Charlotte was filled with these little dolls and what did it mean and, you know, all of that good stuff. So I don't really know exactly what this one is about besides that it's a prequel. It doesn't have a synopsis on the back, and I didn't look it up because I kind of just want to be surprised, I decided. But I still have high hopes for it, even though the cover is kind of atrocious. So these are my October reading plans. I think it's kind of cool. I don't know. I feel really good about it. So let me know down in the comments, how are you going to plan your reading for October? What are you going to be reading? How are you going to be reading? And also what your plans are for Halloween this year. Are you going to be doing anything big or different or the same? Or if you like this video, please comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And please take care of yourselves, look out for each other, and I will talk to you next time.